sun. It's alright. Darling. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Darling. Darling. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. Sun, 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 here we come. 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 It's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It's alright. It's alright.
Hare Krishna. Here, let's play the. Hey, Janaki. All right.
OGEbeats.com.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna. Oh, Ranga. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. I'm going to get right into it. I got something to say. I want to get it over with so I can move on. But it's actually great, this, okay, am I all set up here? What do we got here? Okay. Yeah, okay, oh, here. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Okay, this morning, Eric gave a class, I guess, talking, and this is very good. It's actually very instructive. This is literally like a repeat of what happened when Lord Caitanya was here. See, Lord Caitanya and his devotees were unusual. I mean, they didn't speculate at all. And many people wanted to follow Lord Caitanya, and they were followers, but they still speculated. They still didn't understand, what you learn in deep revelation and deep communion with this Lord here, And so we have the same thing popping up here, because there are people that come up, and they start to feel like, ooh, I can speak really well. Oh, I know exactly what Gohari Das is saying. Let me give my purports. So we got the Valabhabata thing going on here. So thank you very much for your examples, everybody here, because this is what we do. And this is how we learn. While we're here, we might as well go all the way and really just bring the pastimes back the way they were so we can get full advantage of what it is. A lot of people like what I say that have been here and got purified and everything. Well, there's a reason, because very deep, very clear, very conclusive, unusual, uncommon. As you see, I should point out, practically every guru, I can just bring them over here, and I do in their videos sometimes. And I saw, you see, it was good up to this point, and then they drop right off. See, they drop right down, just throw you right on the floor, and it's Maya's trick. So you can't get to this platform. Or if you are making good progress, it'll deviate you from it. See, and so we got that going on here, even in our Sangha, because people get the energy, they come listen. They say, oh, wow, I can speak like this too. Let me give some nice purports. And I watch the comments like with Eric. Now, I'm doing this with Eric because he does it publicly. I mean, he just right there for all of you to hear. I got to publicly critique it. It's not like it's a private, he just privately said to me. No, he publicly told everybody, hey, this is the way it is. And everybody's going, wow, Eric, even Amy, whoa, wonderful. No, not my, and it's kind of like it was 550 years ago. They were devotee, poetic, and they sounded really good, and everything, and they seemingly say things just the right thing. And Swarab Damodar was a very deep, ecstatic devotee, and he didn't like it because the Lord Caitanya doesn't like speculations and peppering things in. You take something like from Prabhupada's books, and then you preach it, and then you start peppering in all this speculation. Everybody, it just kind of, gets people like, wow, you're actually getting confused and don't know it. Yeah. See, so Swarab Damodar would be the one who would critique all these things like we're going to do here. Yeah, and it's very important because otherwise these things slide in there, and then you start wondering why you're deviating, why your bhakti is going, and you think, what happened? And you don't know. Maya just tricked you, man. Speculation, and you thought it was great. See, that's what they do. That's why you gotta, if you're lucky, you get this situation. So we got this situation, and we're gonna go into it and see how it works, because you don't always get an opportunity to see these things. As soon as a real ecstatic devotee that's very deep and empowered leaves, usually everything these people come right out. They just, oh yeah, I know what Gohari was saying. Yeah, here you go. and okay. So yeah, so let's go over this for the benefit of Eric and myself and you and everybody else. Okay, since why not? We can do it. We should. Okay, so we'll put Eric up here, and let's see, do it like this. And I'm going to put on the headphone thing here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I'm getting it straightened away so I can figure out how to do this here. Okay, got that up, got that up.
So yeah, just my response to Srila Gaura Haridas about what I was trying to say. So, okay, what I'm trying to say is, I don't despise my life.
Okay, let's see. How do I do this? Is this like this? Yeah, okay, so first stop, this is indication. First thing people need to learn here is Guru Tanya. If you want to start speaking like this and like, here, dress up nice, suit, listen to me, I'm an authority. I think he does it for his job. First thing is you got to learn Guru Tattva. Like personally, what I look is when I see Janaki, when I see Govinda, when I see Lalita, they do this naturally. You know why? Because they're pure, and Johan. They do it naturally, they glorify their Guru. I mean, not like I'm looking to be Lord, but that's what they do. That's how that comes from the nature. They glorify their Guru first off. This is an indication you got a red flag. Red flag. And you're getting set up for a real problem here. See? So anyway, everything comes from loving your Guru, worshiping your Guru. If they're real, if they're not, if they're fakes, and you should put me to the standard here. If you don't have such a Guru here, you should leave. You should find a real. If you don't have love of God, you should find a real Guru that you would naturally love, like people love Jesus, or even their disciple, like Saint Paul. If you love him, you were around. They loved Saint Paul. Why? Because he was like the father of his flock. They got the Holy Spirit from him, not directly, they had to get it through the empowered devotees. See? So that needs to be first off. And if you're not starting off like that, there's pride in there, and there's, like I'm a teacher and all that stuff. And then you start listening to that, the contamination starts. And after a while you start, you don't know what happened. Well, the Lord, he likes he likes to associate with his devotees and the devotees of his devotees. And he'll start withdrawing from you, and you will start to feel it. Yeah. So for like the speakers like this and everything, first thing they got to learn is the lesson that Swarab Damodar told speculations like this, and we're going to get into that. I'll show you. The speculations that come off is, he said, you learn Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized soul. And then you'll feel the waves of pure love of Godhead that'll purify your heart and your mind. You got to really deeply learn from those devotees. And this is part of the lesson, if he wants to learn. Otherwise, I'm not going to just sit there and let anybody just, they can just speak. I mean, while they're coming here and getting energy and stuff, and then they're going to speak publicly and get the disciples here. I'm here to protect my disciple. Are you my disciple? If you are, yeah, I'm here to protect you. This is the people they come in, that they got to come and get through the purification. Otherwise, they come in and they can pollute you, and you think, well, they're part of the group, and they speak. First mistake, he's not on the Guru Tattva. If he had real love for Guru, he needs to work on that. and really learn Guru Tattva, and that's what I'm teaching here. And then you'll get the waves of pure love of God. He thinks he's got it, he thinks he's ecstatic. Not really. He's getting rays. He needs, and that's good, more purification. Until the point when, like, when I see somebody and they understand, how it works and everything, and they naturally, Krishna is in their heart and using them, they act like real Vaishnavas. Not like, hey man, hey, I want to tell Gaur Hari Das what he did, that, I know it. Matter of fact, let's go on and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I can't help it. The Lord, he got very angry when he heard speculations, especially from people that are coming to him, to learn. And then and so he said, Swarbdhamanar, you check everything first and then correct them and present it to me. So if he's correctable or anybody else, if you're going to go public preaching and my disciples are going to go over and listen to you, well, you better be up to the snuff. Or I'm on my watch, I'm going to call you out. It's just what I do, man. Okay, what else? Where are we? Okay. I don't know if I can get the full picture here. Well, oh yeah, maybe I can do it like this. Yeah, okay, we got it like this.
Before I came to the Sangha, I don't despise my life. I don't hate the material nature. I'm sorry, I just don't. I don't look around and go, this is a miserable wonderland or a miserable place. No, man, I don't want that attitude. I don't have that attitude. I go through all of the motions of my life, the regular motions of my life.
Yeah, and now, so this is okay. I mean, like he's taking my preaching for this morning, saying I mentioned this, that like somebody here, maybe I think with Amy, is good. The life looked really bad, Yeah, people come to Krishna for different reasons. His reason is not everything. He might be coming because he's got some intelligence. People come for different reasons. People that are like did Vaidhi Bhakti for a long time, like Fernando, very intelligent. He's coming. Some people come because they're suffering. Whatever gets you here is okay. So it's not like he's like, I'm singling that this is the way it is and I'm always preaching. No, it was his situation, I was using Amy because the people do come for that. There you go. There's another not understanding my mind, so let me clarify this. Some people come because they are distressed. And some people come because of maybe their intelligence. Yeah, so there's different reasons for coming. Okay, let's move on. Matter of fact, I might skip
the bodily emotion, the prakriti. So,
okay, skip along.
Even transcendental. Satya, even him, Parusha. The Parampurusha is the transcendental spirit, which is Krishna. Krishna is the transcendental spirit. So he transcendentally enjoys. But that transcendental is like saying limitless. So limitless means there's an unending enjoyment. There's going from glory to glory. That's another way to say it in the Bible. You enjoy more and more and more and more. And so you can say, in a sense, you can use greater, lesser. You can use subtle, gross. You can use, winning, losing, that kind of like comparative language. You can use that. That's true. I understand what Srila Gaur Hari Das is saying, in that he's saying that, and he's correct. I'm not disagreeing with him. You could think like that, like greater. You're having a greater enjoyment, but transcendentally enjoying is going to be greater and greater and greater. It's always going to be transcending. That's what the nature of transcendental means. It's constantly transcending. It's constantly going beyond itself. Even Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, even I cannot see like an end to myself. I can't see my end. I can't see the end. He's endless. He can't see, like he knows that there's something beyond even him, but he can't see it. So even that the modes of nature are transcendental as well. Because
Here's another point. This is very subtle. See, he says, oh, Krishna sees something beyond himself. There you go. That's the illusion in that concept. It's not the Lord. It's not like Krishna's going to transcend himself. There's no way you can do that. Everything is in Krishna. See, this is a misleading statement, and he starts using this a lot. You'll see coming up here that even Krishna goes beyond himself. After a while, you're going to be going beyond Guru, beyond Krishna, into some other new thing. See, this is how Maya works. No, Krishna is always going deeper into himself, just like we're always going deeper into ourselves. See, Krishna is ever deepening understanding his own self. He never transcends his self. That's like putting him down like on a mundane person, that we transcend the false ego. You think Krishna transcends? No, we may need to transcend the false ego, but Krishna never transcends himself. This is mixing this Mayavadi thing. It's like all the same, Krishna and the living entities, that even Krishna, because he's an ordinary person, right? He has to he transcends himself because we got to see, all this stuff is mixing. Krishna is God, man. He never transcends himself. He's an eternal. This was actually the exact argument that Swarbdhammadar said, that the poet was trying to say that Lord Jagannath was like a mundane thing that became enlightened. No, the transcendental body of the Lord is eternal. He never transcends himself. He'll always go deeper into himself. Why we can transcend the false identification because we're living souls, that are lost in the Maya, but the Lord never does. That's why we get out of the Maya. See? So this is a very kind of a dangerous thing to just start saying, even Krishna, that's like putting him down like an ordinary person like ourselves. Do you see the point there, Janaki? Oh yeah, even Krishna transcends himself. Oh, really? Yeah. No, once you're a liberated soul, even, the preaching is as it is. We always go deeper in Krishna forever. Krishna's transcendental potency is endless. We never transcend that. How can Krishna transcend his own self, which is in everything is in him? These little fine points. I know I'm a stickler. Well, some people do it cleaning, like Janaki cleans everything, and Lalita. Well, I like clean concepts, man. I don't like this thing. See, if he understood Guru Tattva better, he would understand these points. We start to act like it. Yeah, he is the transcendental, right, Lalita? Yeah, he doesn't ever transcend. Yeah, so anyway, let's see what else. Anyway, this is a good lesson for us. Well, we might as well do it while we're here. So thank you, Eric, for putting it out like that. So you put it out. Well, we got to critique. You do it publicly. You're ready for pot shots, man. Okay, what else we got here? Let's see.
because that ignorance will always be there, because that unknown nature will always be there, transcending itself. Krishna even transcends himself. If he didn't transcend himself, Chaitanya would never have been. Krishna came in Krishna Leela, right?
Oh my God, this is like... now he's putting ignorance in there. Krishna is ignorant. He transcends ignorance. He transcends himself so he can come as this all. I mean, where did I ever speak that? Have you read this anywhere? Do you see the subtleness of this? And this is what happens when people get a hold of Prabhupada's books. They've been doing this since Prabhupada left. Even while he was here, they're doing this, just like here. Even while I'm here, they love the thing. I know exactly what Gohar. I'm a great speaker. And after a while, they think they're better speakers because they don't agree. Actually he's saying, basically he doesn't agree with my conclusion. He doesn't understand them. Because to understand them, you have to have love for Guru and Krishna. See, those who have equal faith, really deep, loving faith in Guru and Krishna, the real purport of the Veda is automatically revealed. See? So some people are getting awakened here, like Amy, getting it. But that's like Majjamadikari. And then if they listen to this, they start, the Lord, they may not know it or it sounds good and everything. And then they'll wonder, why am I feeling like, I've already seen it happen with devotees here. Even with her, it's association, subtle. Maya is tricky, man. She's very, Okay, let's see what else.
The Mahabharata and the Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna came with his associates, Balarama and all that stuff. And Radharani and all that, Vrindavana and all that stuff. But later, he wanted to know how to relish the enjoyment of the love of Radharani. So he came as Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. He was Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. He was Chaitanya in Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga is the most gross level of material enjoyment that you can have. So he came as the most sublime and supreme version, the golden avatar, the Satya Yuga, even transcendental. Satya Yuga is transcendental to Kali Yuga and even beyond. So
yeah, some of that's okay. See, this is the thing. Devotees often, they put something they get and they put it and then they connect it to other things that are not so good. See, this is how you get tricked. You got to really get purified. This Satya Yuga is transcendental it's not transcendental at all. Kali Yuga, Satya Yuga is a mode of nature. It's not transcendental. Transcendental is transcendental, for God's sake. So you start using, Eric, you just got to see that you're just a fool. You're not smart yet. You need to get purified. It's by purification. Don't think you get up there and start, and he starts the thing off, well, I just want to, share my thing. And then he gets into being a big teacher. You're not a big teacher. It's not in my stand, Maybe you can fool my beginning disciples, everybody very good and everything. I don't think it's good at all. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm here. I feel like I need to try to at least protect my disciples from here. You're not, as far as in my book, you're not authorized to speak here. But you got, you're all free beings. In my opinion, I wouldn't listen to this. I'm only doing it to try to help him and my disciples who, you're coming to these classes. Why do you want to, you want to be you remember what Jesus said? Beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. They speak from pride and all this competition. You don't see it. It's all in there, man. And you listen after getting purified, then you want to roll in the mud and say, and then you do exactly what I said. Don't praise the modes of nature. Don't praise those who are speculators. Because if you do, then you inherit their lot. Okay? You want to do that? You want to, oh yeah, let me think. Yeah, it's transcendental to, the Satya Yuga is transcendental to the motive. It's not transcendental at all. What is it you don't understand? Transcendental is transcendental. It's spiritual beyond all the modes of nature. People want to sound intelligent and all that. That's the whole problem. That's the problem with all these groups. People want to sound intelligent and think they're intelligent, and they can't back up all these. Then it mix a few good concepts. I can put it there. There's some good stuff there, but then you start, putting this other stuff in, and then it just spoils the whole thing. Anyway, this is how you learn. I mean, maybe you won't like what I say. Maybe you'll, hate it. Maybe he'll, maybe I'll lose the follower. Oh, well, hey man, we're here to work, man, right? Work now, samadhi later. Go ahead, Lily. What do you want to say something?
Well, my ears were fine-tuned to the Vaidhi path for 40 plus years. All I heard was speculation. All I heard is what I was just hearing. Since I started hearing from you, you switched my hearing. Now I can tell speculation from truth. It's fine-tuned. Because of where I'm putting my ear, and also what's happening, because I've been with you a long time, and my own experience when I first started coming towards the Sangha, when they came in and tried to take us away because of their preaching, their guruship. I experienced it, and many of us experienced that. So after only hearing from you for over 5 years now, I hear truth. I know truth. It hits me a certain way, and I know speculation. And I can't hear speculation. I cannot hear it. I just tune out because you've given me the gift to see the difference between truth and speculation. So thanks for tuning me.
Yeah. Well, this is the process. You come and you hear a lot. I mean, you just hear, and when it starts coming, when you start working from empowerment and not the false ego. See, the false ego wants to be a big teacher. They're the first to be up. They want to step right up, and that's the imitation. I mean, you need to hear for a long time, really attentively, and from a it's just like Prabhupada was trying to teach it. He said, one should just be a fool before one's spiritual master. Because as soon as you start thinking, he doesn't understand me and all this, and then you start, let me give you my purports and all. That's what that would happen 550 years ago. The speculators came up and everything. And Swarab Damodar would chastise them if they wanted to. And because if you want to do, when you're coming here, you're coming to Lord Caitanya. We're bringing all these things to Lord Caitanya. And when you speak and you get up there and do a class, you're basically bringing your conclusions to Lord Caitanya because he's in the devotees. He's awakened, but in some devotees, he needs to grow up still. He needs some protection. And that's where Big Brother comes in. I mean, do you want Eric to be your big brother? You think he's capable, because he's stepping up and preaching like that, and he starts in by, well, I just want to tell you, Gaurahari, and then he goes right into the, let me tell you some tattva, let me tell you some truths and how I mix and how I, no, sorry, you're not authorized there, until you become a devotee of a devotee. And that's true. And then when you know Krishna, it'll show. The devotees, the more mature devotees will see it. You got to pass through them. You got to pass through Lalita, and Janakis, who are purified, and Johans. Not to just, just kind of think, well, I can just jump right up there and I'll start giving purports. Those are purports, man. Even Prabhupada said, you want to give a purport, you should be a transcendently situated person. Maybe he thinks he is. I don't know. But, yeah, so let's see what else we got here. This is very instructive, actually. I'm glad this happened.
Chaitanya
Thank you, Eric.
was Krishna and Radha, but Krishna enjoying himself in the mood of Radha, according to Radha's devotion and love.
See, that's right. See, this is the thing. This is what they do. This is what I showed you Radhanath was doing. You take some nice things, you put in, and then the speculation comes and drops right off. Contaminates the concept. And that's the poison in the kata. See, it becomes mixed. It's not a pure conclusion. So that's what, why come in here if you want to get the pure conclusions? Otherwise, you hear here, and then you start going out and hear where people are, taking some of the ideas and concepts and then mixing them with the poison. And what happens? You poison the thing. That's how it works. It's the Kalya pastime. See, Kalya goes into the river Yamuna, right? The river Yamuna is pure. See, it's pure devotee, right? Pure. You could say the river Yamuna is like the pure devotional concepts in the Bhagavatam. So there's in there, and Kalya poisons that river. So speaking all these things about this, but the speculation's peppered in there. See, and it poisons the stuff. It gets into speculation. You can't rise to the platform of the residents of Vrindavan. See, so this is how Krishna cleared away the speculation. See, so this is the one way to do it, is the interaction. Okay? So that's why you see I'm listening here now. You guys are listening here, but now we're listening with what do you call critical thinking, seeing how this process works, how Maya works is great education, because usually people don't learn these things.
And so he showed the utmost prema. He showed the utmost devotional prema, the supreme love. Prema means that God's love. You know what I mean? He showed that utmost love in the Kali Yuga, in the lowest, darkest time, in order to really enjoy transcending himself.
Yeah. See, this again, I was going to say, yeah, very good. But then, boom, to transcend himself poisons the whole damn thing. And my neophyte, oh, very good. Come on, man. It's not good.
Transcended himself with Chaitanya.
You notice how that theme of transcending himself, that is actually, Eric, to be honest with you, it's really offensive. It really is. To say it's like putting God as an ordinary person, transcending himself. Why should the Lord transcend what he loves himself? Do you want to transcend somebody you love? I don't want to transcend God. Why should he want to transcend himself? He came to teach us how to transcend the false ego. Now isn't that a clear concept? Not transcend the false ego, transform the false ego, transmute into the real self, but we never transcend this. And to say Krishna is an ordinary person, that's the exact thing. I mean, I think Krishna had him say these things because that's exactly the Swar Damodar chastised that poet who was trying to put Lord Jagannath as an ordinary living being. You know, to also to transcend his form. Oh, the Lord's form is eternal. Yeah, Satchidananda. Yeah.
And he continues to transcend everything. And he continues to bring the nature, Prakriti, into its modes, into its cycles of time.
So again, this again and again, he's treating the Lord as an ordinary person, continues to transcend himself, continues to change, really stuck on making God ordinary. This is what people do, when they're not liberated souls. They make God like themselves. They call it anthropomorphosis. Because I need to transcend you, which we do need to transcend the false ego, God needs to transcend also. They project it on the Lord. He also needs to. Can you imagine worshiping a God that, what kind of God is that? Transcend himself. But anyway, that's not conclusive. The Lord is always going deeper into himself. He came to relish, like in the beginning he said was correct, in the mood of Radha and devotion, so he can go deeper into himself. Not this transcending the self. What is this? I don't like that. Do you like that, Janaki? Transcending?
Time, so that it continues to evolve, it continues to change, because with every pralaya, with every dissolution of the cosmos, comes a new version. After the pralaya, the dissolution, comes a new version based on all of the information of the past version.
I know. Have you ever heard that, Janaki? Based on the past version? What? That's not even logical.
See, the difference of hearing from an authorized bona fide source is everything can be, you can find it in the book. You don't stray from the book. What you say is right there. Here. Hey, no, it's right here. Where this is word jugglery, this is mental speculation, because that's what I've heard. ISKCON, Rhythmic, it's all the same. Oh my God, we're stuck. Here we are. Oh my God. You call that? Yeah,
exactly.
That's the difference.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. So he's speculating, and because that is not in the Vedas. I mean, if he prove me wrong, I'll say, well, okay, that's there. But there's no reason for the Lord to do that. That's like somebody, here in the world, mundane person, they do things based on it. So he's projecting on that. That's the way God works. Based on the creator. What are you talking about? How many? It's like it's not even logical. You know how many universes there are? See, the Vedas. I mean, we can infer the conclusive thing. When you become a real devotee and the Lord is working, He'll inform you all these things. Until that point, you need to work on Guru Tattva. You need to begin. I mean, if you ever are lucky to get a real guru in this world, like some people here do, and then you work on that. And then when you develop that mood of understanding Guru, like work on chapter 1 of the Adi Leela, and especially the examples of the advanced devotees here who are proficient in Guru Tattva. And therefore the Lord, what they say is very pleasing to the Lord. And I have to, chastise this thing here, these concepts. Yeah, so logically, it's not even logical. The Lord just bases his creation on what he did before. What is this? Do you know how many universes there are? What does he have to base anything on what it was before in this particular creation? What a small-minded thing. You know, this is what Brahma, this is false ego. You know, Brahma thought he was the only Brahma in this universe. And then the Lord said, oh, all you Brahmas come here. And he saw some universes, millions of them. What, he's going to base all the millions of universes, how they created, on what he did in this is the smallest universe. Brahma only has 4 heads. Some of these universes have millions of heads. It's all dreaming these things up, man. That's not how you do it, man. You got to preach from your understanding, and see, otherwise you're preaching from pride. That was the Valabhabata obstacle. And then Valabhabata, you know what happened? He eventually left Lord Caitanya because he never gave it up. He always wanted to be the big teacher. Then he went and imitated the Lord. You know, and he was the Mahaprabhu. This is what they don't speak about, but you know, Bhaktisiddhanta mentioned that actually Valabhabata, and actually in the, you know, Vaishnavas, they're always kind of like quiet, but they know about this stuff. They said actually Valabhabata left Lord Caitanya. You know, started it because I was reading that stuff. I felt I couldn't read anymore. It was so like, what? He's Mahaprabhu? Yeah. After, see, that's like he projects like Lord Chaitanya's he transcended because I'm transcending. So he's just like me. That's what it ends up being. You end up wanting to imitate God or be the big guru. You see, and that's all false ego, man, all pride. You lose the real path. And you know how many people believe that? They believe pride is bhakti. Why do you think they go to these gurus? Because of pride. Don't believe this baloney, man. It's like a praying mantis comes up to you, you know, oh, and a little insect says, oh, you're so holy because you got your hands folded in a nice, maybe dhoti on your little insect body. Oh, you're so holy. Yes, yes. And boom, they gobble you up because of pride. What is this stuff? You know? That's why, you know, the Lord sends who he wants to send here to learn the real philosophy of Lord Caitanya. And if you're proud and you believe pride is real bhakti and pure bhakti, then he'll send you to Narayan Raj and all these other groups. Lots of pride in these things. This is pride in this in this kind of thing. Pride. Oh, I'm so smart. Oh, I know all these things. I know all about. Right? And that has to be. And that's why I said you learn right in the beginning. You listen, everybody. If you're listening here, how they start. If the person doesn't love their guru, they won't start with praising their spiritual master. That's why you can show better than me, because I never had a living guru in this world that I could. You got one. See, and that's how you can tell. They come right in and want to, give a nice port. And of course he'll say, no, I didn't. Sure, I'm just listening, man.
And it's improved, so it therefore transcends. So the material nature also transcends. Version,
what is this here?
The golden avatar, the Satya Yuga, even transcendental. Satya Yuga is transcendental to Kali Yuga and even beyond. So Chaitanya was Krishna and Radha, but Krishna enjoying himself in the mood of Radha, according to Radha's devotion and love. And so he showed the utmost prema. He showed the utmost devotional prema, the supreme love. Prema means that God's love, you know what I mean? He showed that utmost love in the Kali Yuga, in the lowest, darkest time, in order to really...
I can't believe you guys, he was speaking for an hour and 20 minutes and you guys listened to that. I mean, I'm going to go a little bit more, but like this concept after concept, and you're taking that all in. It's like, like an elephant rolling in the mud. Here you hear these pure concepts really working, we prove it all the time. And then people here, they spend an hour. It's like you don't care who you hear from. Oh, some of you devotees here, you're like you're people who go to McDonald's to eat. Oh yeah, McDonald's is the same as going to a gourmet vegetarian restaurant. Oh, it's the same. That's what you do with Hari Katha. I can't believe it, man. Oh yeah, anybody who's speaking, say they're part of the Sangha, man, they can say, yeah, oh yeah, he's speaking so a nice suit, must be authority. What are you, like a friggin' Vaidhi Bhakti or something? What are you, idiots like them? He has to, if he admit, I'm going to prove that he's an idiot for his own benefit. If he doesn't admit he's just a fool, what good is it here? I don't need anybody, I don't need somebody polluting what's going on here. My Lord kicks brahmacharis out of his Sangha if they don't, follow the right way. If he doesn't follow the right way, no, go out. And if anybody have a problem with it, you go with him if you want. I don't care, man. It's easier for me. I like people who are on the same page, man. I'm here to share the principles of Lord Caitanya's Leela, man. The real teachings of Lord Caitanya. And this is a great example of it right here. This is Ansha Leela teaching. Oh, you're very lucky that we're already up to standard there. Isn't that amazing there, Janaki? Already we're in Ansha Leela teaching with Vallabhabhata, incarnate here. And that poet there who thought he knew all about Lord Jagannath and concepts. We'll go for a while longer.
Enjoy transcending himself. He transcended himself with Caitanya.
My God, does he harping on this trend? My God, offense after offense after offense, putting fences in front of you, listening to that stuff. Transcend. I don't like that kind of talk. We got to do something about it here. Let's see what else. You have to counteract it with the truth.
And he continues to transcend everything. And he continues to bring the nature, Prakriti, into its modes, into its cycles of time.
What is this bullshit? My God, that guy is like outrageously speculating on all kinds of stuff. Where are you? It's like he's painting a picture with his imagination about the Vedas.
So that it continues to evolve, it continues to change, because with every pralaya, with every dissolution of the cosmos, comes a new version. After the pralaya, the dissolution, comes a new version based on all.
Yeah, somebody there even said that. The guy said, "Oh, I liked how you used all the Sanskrit terms, just like they do in it." Wow, that's impressive. Not only are you wearing a nice suit, I know he's due for a job probably, but still he's got the suit there. Not only is he's an authority because he's got a suit, but he quotes the Sanskrit. He must know what he's talking about, right? Isn't that fun how they do it? External, trying to impress you externally. Oh, a few verses, man. Oh.
All of the information of the past version, and it's improved, so it therefore transcends. So the material.
Oh God, can you see it, man? It's an improved version, therefore, this is so outrageous, man. Eric, I can't believe it. I didn't listen too much further than this. So we're doing it together, but this is like hilarious almost. Thanks, Eric. This is great teaching, actually.
Material nature also transcends. Otherwise, we could never know God in these bodies, with these brains, with these minds, because we're in the material nature. We are the material natures. We are the Prakriti. We are.
Oh my God. Did you hear that there, Janaki? We are the Prakriti. We're spirit souls, Eric. Come on, man. You haven't heard nothing. You're so into, infatuated with your so-called intelligent speculation. We are the Prakriti? And that's who you're listening to for an hour and a half. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I can't hear anymore. It's
You
just
can't.
takes me back to Vitae land.
Yeah. Well, I have
And
to do it a
I'm
little bit for.
I no
I
no
do.
no no no.
Yeah.
I understand. Oh, believe me. Oh, yeah. No, it's not that. It's just I can see the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but not only that, I'm at 2%. So I'm gonna go off of here and get on
Yeah.
my
Yeah. Yeah.
phone.
Okay. Good. 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 Come back on your phone if you can.
If I can, yes.
Yeah. 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 So yeah. So this is great. I mean, we need somebody to step in there and do it. And so this is the test. Swarp Damodar tested the devotee, and he said, well, listen, this ain't right. And you need to learn Srimad Bhagavatam from a self-realized soul. That means you come as a real student and not wanting to be like, oh, I'm a great teacher and this is the way it is. That's all. This is all speculations. Yeah. So to reiterate that we are not, we who we really are is spirit. We are not Prakriti. And there you go. There's the deviations. There's the speculations. There's the misunderstandings. Do you see how subtle it is, my friends?
Are matter. Prakriti means matter, and material is meaning matter. The material nature is Prakriti. And the Purusha is one with the Prakriti. They're not two separate things. They're one with each other. That's the mater or the mother. And the Purusha is the spirit. But the transcendental nature is beyond the Prakriti. So the transcendental nature is the Param Purusha, the transcendental spirit. And the transcendental spirit has a form which is the transcendental spirit matter. And that is called Sukshma Prakriti. Sukshma Prakriti, which is the subtle, transcendental, all-pervading spirit, the supreme soul, which is Krishna. That's how it works. So when he's talking about greater and lesser enjoyment, stuff like that, he's talking about really gross and subtle enjoyment. See, one is more unconscious and the other is more conscious. This is the way I think of it. For me, it's a better kind of more clear way of looking at it, because it's not really greater or lesser, but it is. But it's like, greater, lesser is kind of like you look at things in gradients and degrees and all that stuff, and it's like more comparative. It's better for me, in my opinion, to think of things as like less conscious, more conscious. So therefore, like this table is consciousness, actually. This table has consciousness within it, but it's gross. It's dense material. It's dense. It's a slower vibration or whatever it is. I don't know the science, the quantum science behind it, but it's dense matter, and it's the same material nature, the atoms that make up my body, but yet I am able to walk, talk, and communicate and all that stuff, and I have the ability to have a connection with more subtle reality, with more subtle matter. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Sim. How are you? Hare Krishna, Amy. So yeah, it's more subtle. So subtle to gross. So the table is gross matter, right? It's less able to kind of connect with, like, let's say, the transcendental nature of Krishna. But yet I can use this table, let's say, I can use this.
See, so this less able to connect. No, no, it's dull matter. Matter is dull. It's not able to connect with Krishna. See, the spirit soul, we connect on the spiritual level. That's
this table to serve Krishna, right? I can use this, like, let's say, to eat with the devotees. And then this table is in service to Krishna. I can eat with the devotees, and we can have prasadam together, and we can sit at the table together and chant and have mahaprasadam together. And this table will actually become more, believe it or not, this is true. This table will become more conscious because devotees are sitting at the table. And so this is the same kind of idea.
Again, this table will become more conscious. Have you ever seen this? That the tables become, has my table become more conscious? Has your table become more conscious? This all again, you see, he even says, this is my opinion. See, it doesn't work from the opinion of the Vedas because you can't see it clearly. This is the thing, man. So the table is dull matter. The Lord is spirit. See, there's matter and there's spirit. The table's not becoming more conscious. So David Balaram says, at least Eric is correctable because he has revealed his mind, thinking, how else we learn? Yeah, well, you're saying he's correctable. We'll see. Maybe he doesn't agree. You know, I don't know. People is this, he has his own opinion, you see. So like Prabhupada said, we don't have our own opinion. We have Krishna's opinion. And that may sound arrogant, but that's, if you're purified and you worship the Lord in ecstasy for a long time, that's how it is. And that's what you present. So, and that's why I say you check my opinions here with the book and see if it's my opinion, speculation opinion, or is it the book opinion, and builds on that and makes it more clear what the essence is. See? That doesn't, you know, where is that based? These concepts he's coming up with. Some of them are okay, and then mixing them up with this speculation. This is, yeah, needs more purification, but not that way. Okay, what else we got here? I just know just a little bit, but the Spirit is helping me, and I am putting little baby steps. Okay, Freddie says, devotees who never studied Prabhupada's books and they hear Eric preach in this way with partial truths. Yeah, partial. That's it, partial truth. You know, this is what they, you know, the whole world is like that. They have partial truths. You know, they mix things in. You know, Buddhisms and even Vaishnavisms, they mix in. It's way of partial truths. And false name easily get bamboozled. He thinks he is God kind of talk. You know. Sounds like he's preaching from the intellectual mind, which is true, yeah. So you just need to be careful. I mean, while this is here, I mean, if this wasn't here, this standard, what are you going to do? You know, people are going to talk, you're going to listen. They're going to do this. They're going to bring in some ideas that they read that are okay and mix them in with these other things. And then you can't really relish transcendental mellows. Yeah. Absolutely. If you cannot preach conclusively, please don't do it. Then you are hurting Krishna. It's offensive. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're here, you know. Take advantage, people, while you're here to hear these things and not be so, let me just hear anywhere. I mean, hear from Lalita is beautiful. Hear from Johan. Hear from Janaki. Hear from Govinda. and devotees that read, like, Shamaguri devotees reading, Sachi Devi. But this stuff, you got to be careful when they start, Eric needs to be, I mean, if he wants, I don't know, maybe how he'll take this. I'm trying to help him. Otherwise, who's going to help him? He'll just go on taking this energy and speaking like this, giving classes, and then my students will come and get deviated because of these concepts that are all mixed in. It's a trick of Maya. He's being tricked to cultivate this Pharisee thing, to be a big teacher, thinking he knows. So, anyway, we got to protect our little devotees here too.
That when we come from this gross, unconscious, more unconscious way of enjoying, the unconscious, gross material enjoyment, to Srila Gaura Haridas and the Sadhu Sangha and the ecstatic devotees and people who are more conscious, because they are Krishna conscious, they are more conscious, and they are becoming even more conscious. That's what Amy is saying. That, wow, she's becoming more and more, enlivened and filled with Chaitanya, filled with consciousness. So we are becoming more and more conscious. This is like soul evolution, but the soul is really connected. This is more like mental, physical evolution, but it's soul evolution as well. But the thing is, we're becoming more conscious every time we go from Mahaprasadam to Sadhu Sangha, every time we go to the class, right? Every time we go to class and listen to conclusive truth, to Chaitanya Charitamrita, to the readings of the devotees, to the chanting of the devotees, and chant with them, we become more conscious. We become more conscious. So, just like the table, we were more dense in our enjoyment, we're more gross in our enjoyment, and then we're becoming more and more subtle in our enjoyment, and we're transcending the gross enjoyment, and we're becoming more and more able to enjoy. But purification is real. Purification is like, oh, wow, you're still getting refined. You're getting refined more and more and more. So as I'm getting refined, I'm just saying, just because I'm coming to Sadhu Sangha, listening to Srila Gaura Haridas, listening to the ecstatic devotees, chanting with them, and becoming more and more conscious and going through purification and becoming more and more refined, doesn't take away from, it doesn't make anything ill. It doesn't make anything it doesn't make me hate anything. It doesn't make me go like, I don't care anymore. It doesn't make me go like, oh, I don't care about anybody anymore, or I don't care about my family anymore, or I don't care about my friends anymore. No. No, actually, I see things more clearly now. I see the root of the problems that they're having more clearly now. I see the fact that they're bewildered more clearly now. Why and how they're bewildered more clearly now. I see the fact that they're going like, oh, like getting all upset over like very kind of trivial things, like seemingly maybe it might not have been trivial back when, but maybe now I'm seeing things more clearly now. I'm like, wow, okay, this is really what they're looking for, is connection with the Lord.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
They're not looking for what they think they're looking for. And so they're just in kind of like a more gross mentality, and they're having struggle. They're struggling through the mud, if you want to say it like that. They're struggling through the mud. They're in the muck and the mire and the mud, and their seed hasn't sprouted yet. Maybe they're still in the mud and they don't even have any seed of devotion. but they do have a semblance of a devotion because they're devoted to living, they're devoted to taking care of themselves, they're devoted to their families, they're devoted to their friends, and they're devoted to the enjoyment of the material world. And like Srila Gaura Haridas said, he corrected me, he said, yes, they are consciously enjoying. They are consciously enjoying. But, yes, but I mean, that's what I was saying. Compared to this Krishna consciously enjoying, compared to, like, I'll give an example. Andromeda and I watched a movie together online, right? We were watching the same movie at the same time. So she was like, before we start the movie, let's watch this in like a Krishna conscious, like if you kind of like see this film and the storyline as kind of like a Krishna Leela or something like that, you know? And so we watched it like that. And I was just like, wow, it makes so much sense. And I was like, wow, it came alive. It came to, we could have just watched the stupid movie and just been like, oh yeah, it was a nice love story. And like, okay, cool movie. Yeah, way to go. Like, yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, I like stuff where you come from your realization and, sharing stuff like that. This is okay. I'll skip ahead because it looks like he talked a long time.
And it might have been forgettable and chanting and laughing hysterically. I sit laying down alone and completely, but I'm starting to see more and more just people passing by and going, wow, Krishna, that's Krishna. Krishna is living in that person, man. And I'm like, wow. Look, and I can enjoy the beauty of the world even more. I can enjoy the beauty of the Prakriti even more. The Lord's creation, I can enjoy it even more because I'm like, wow, I see Krishna. I see the beauty of Radha and Krishna. I see that all of this is in devotion to the Lord. And that's the point. It's like Chaitanya getting lost in some garden and saying, this is Vrindavana, I'm being Vrindavan, I'm in Vrindavan. And people were laughing and going like, he's crazy. He thinks he's in Vrindavan and he's in some like this garden, like he's just in this like park or something, And it doesn't matter because that's the point is that Chaitanya sees Krishna everywhere. So he doesn't see differences in material, transcendental, nothing like that. But yes, he can make distinctions, of course. And he can, for the purposes of giving a lesson, right? He can make a distinction for those who can't make distinctions. And so it strikes the curiosity of the learner, of the person who is really first starting out and says, I don't know what the difference is. What is the difference between this and, the difference between this and that? Because they haven't really tasted and they haven't really seen. They haven't had a taste yet. So the Uttama Adhikari, the liberated soul, devotee, is liberated like Nityananda, right? He's an avaduta. He's a liberated, like Nityananda, right? Always blissful, liberated, completely liberated. But for the sake of teaching the neophytes or those who are interested and those who don't know, they become the Madhyama Adhikari or something like that. I forget the proper term, but it's like he's the intermediate stage devotee. He becomes the intermediate stage devotee because he can do anything. He's a liberated soul. So he becomes the intermediate stage devotee in order to teach those who don't know. So he's like, he becomes a teacher. So it's the inclination of like a intermediate stage devotee to like want to teach and to stuff like that, And so he helps others who cannot make distinctions. And the way that he helps others to not make distinctions, that cannot make distinctions, is that he strikes curiosity in the neophyte or in the person's mind, and they go, is there really a difference? Like, are they really relishing something or enjoying something in some supreme way or some kind of sublime way, like a transcendental? Like, what is this? And so the curiosity, the mind starts to become curious, and the mind starts to become wondering and seeking, and so the person continues to seek after what the guru is saying, right? The guru is basically is a
Yeah, actually, this is starting to kind of smooth out a little bit now. Yeah, he's got a nice style, like now he's talking about his realizations and, his experience. Yeah, it's good. You know what it is? It's just when he gets into the tattva. That's what bothers me. Too much starts like dreaming these things up. All right, I'm going to just skip ahead. I think we got the essence here, and he's all right now. Matter of fact, yeah, he's got a nice style.
a liberated soul, but it's like the association with each other is important. The association with, when you came into the Sangha, the association with devotees was so important. You associate with devotees, and now you become more and more conscious or have into certain things, and even they have aversion to the ecstatic devotion. Simultaneously one and different. It doesn't say inconceivably, simultaneously, inconceivably one and simultaneously different. You can change who you identify with, yes. It says inconceivably, simultaneously one and different. It's inclusive. The and includes. So I can't even conceive of how I am one with the Lord, and I can't even conceive of how I am different than the Lord. You see? So because all his parts and parcels are non-different. We are all parts and parcels of the Lord. And all the parts and parcels of the Lord are non-different from the Lord. But it's inconceivable. I wouldn't be able to tell you how I'm different from.
Yeah, he's right. He wouldn't be able to tell you because, this is outside of, this comes from purification, deep ecstatic chanting for a long time, this experience of simultaneous oneness and difference. It's the subtle and most subtle, and it comes by deep realization, purification. Yeah, I don't want to discourage anybody. Even it's smoothing out a little bit. I think a lot of you just need to be a little mature, and him also just to take note. Be careful of these speculations, man. They start speculating that the Lord needs to transcend and stuff like that. This is, anyway. That's the problem there. But he's got a nice style and a sharing. He's real. I like that. It's very nice, and that's why I can see why people like listening. So we'll just do the best we can with these things and try to, wade through it all somehow. Yeah. Let's see what else we got here. Using the Vaidhi words always gives intelligent impression. Yeah. Freddie, some devotees who get some rays of ecstasy here think. Yeah. But anyway, I see a sincerity there in Eric, and he's trying to assimilate all this stuff. And who's perfect anyway. I did not listen. I came to his class and left. I do it with some others as well when I hear speculate. Yeah, it's okay. I don't listen either, but it's my fault as I'm weak and to warn others. Adita, yes, that's what. Yeah. Anyway, Eric, if you listen to this and everybody else, basically, as I say, he's got a nice style about him, and you just take note. Is just try to watch out for this, trying to put up these speculative ideas about the very deep tattvas. So anyway, what else? Boy, you guys got all kinds of. Eric does. You are able to listen now. I want to be a big teacher. Yeah. No, not at all. He heard a sound. Cannot know. Okay. Table becomes more conscious. Give it up. Yeah. Yeah, stuff like that, When I started to read Srila Prabhupada's books and began to chant, I saw everything clear. I actually meant that. Huh. If you need to hear from chant. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, we'll try and work with that. I mean, as I say, I can see there's a sincerity here in Eric. He's trying to assimilate everything, and I mean, this is just part of the process. I just feel a little protective of these when you get into these deep things is beyond his realization. These things, very deep, subtle things. Just kind of putting things together. You got to be careful with that. Yeah. So anyway, let's see how that goes from here. Let's see what else. Maybe just
The Lord. Souls love. Yeah. Conditioned souls, meaning we live according to our conditioned minds, our brainwashed minds, our conditioned minds. We are conditioned by the material modes of nature, right? And how they played out in our karmic, lives.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That's enough. Okay. Let's see here. This on here. Speakers. Okay. So anyway, that is what it is, and take this off here. Yeah. So anyway, I liked how he was sharing from his heart, and it's just I'm just a stickler for these conclusions. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a teacher thing. It's all right. Let's see. What time is it? 12:58. Let's chant a little japa together here. Hare Krishna. Sorry, Eric, I had to put it out, but when anybody does something publicly, I feel like a responsibility. I have to say something, about certain things. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama. Okay, what is this controversy here? Let's check it out. Don't give the kids a book to learn French. They won't speak it properly. They need to hear it first. This is a subject we discussed for months and months. If you need to hear from Srila Gaura, you need to hear to understand Srila Prabhupada's books, and you need to be purified before you understand. Yeah. Yeah, well, some people come from the situation where they read Prabhupada's books, and then they come and they listen here and they begin to understand better. So some people come, they never read Prabhupada's books, and then you can also learn that way. And then because then we're using Prabhupada's books, and then you also can read on your own. See, the more your consciousness is purified, the more you understand these subtle things. Without the Lord being strongly awakened in us, we're like really, dense and less intelligent. It's just kind of how it is. We speculate and all that stuff. The Lord has to help us from the outside and from the inside. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Yeah, that authentic. Yeah, I like that part. Yeah, it was authentic. Yeah, he had to warm up to that, and then he started getting more like that. This 550 years ago was like this. Basically, devotees, they're devotees, and they like Lord Caitanya, the devotees. And so Swarab Damodar, he saw that, and he didn't even want to listen to like the conclusions of some persons who speculated, and he didn't want to listen. But because the other devotees, they just heard the name Krishna, and they thought, oh, very good, he's talking about Krishna, and he's a devotee and like this. And so they're all saying, now you've got to hear this from this devotee. And Swarab Damodar finally relented and said, all right, I'll listen. Because if he listened, that means he would critique it. And he did. And he gave these conclusions, saying, this ain't right. And then the people said, oh, hey, actually, Swarab Damodar really knew the real deeper thing. Not everybody could understand. You got to be empowered to understand these little intricacies. So it just happens like that. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. So anyway, you guys can listen to Eric. I can't really tell you what to do, but I would, if you feel inspired to listen to Eric, yeah, go ahead. Just, if I see something, I'll just call your attention to it. And then it's no problem, right? because you know he says a lot of good stuff. You know, I mean, I like this from his heart, where he's coming from. It's just some things, and I'll keep monitoring. So I think under that way he can succeed. I don't want people not to express himself. Yeah, it's nice to be able to express yourself and to share. Yeah. And yeah, so yeah, keep on doing, Erica. You know, go ahead and share. You know, you got to share. And if I see something, I'll call your attention to it and call everybody's attention to it. And that's just my job. I am home. It was very good first try from Eric. It was a good first try. Yeah, even from my lowly platform, I could see the false ego creeping in there with speculative truths. Yeah, 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 exactly. And that's okay. You know, as I say, as long as we're, you know, everybody's got to grow, you know, and they have their unique ways, and it helps to integrate things to speak from your understanding, realization. So I don't want to like discourage that, but I think this is a good way to do it. You know, I'll just keep my eye out and I'll share my little ideas. And Eric, yeah, actually when I was listening to him, I liked listening to him. He's got a nice style from his heart, relaxed, and yeah, he's just yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get through all of this. We figure it out as we go here. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare. I can see why the devotees like what he said. So, you know, because it's kind of mixed in some stuff. We'll just sort it all out. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hmm. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. All right, good. Hey, Govinda, turn your mic on here. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Let's see. Are you here? Maybe I'm here. Yeah, let's see. Is your mic on? Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, listen to Prabhupada chanting japa for a few minutes. I need to kind of just rest here. I'll be right back. I just need to lay down for a second because after this thing here. It doesn't mean we understand and know everything all at once. It's a process. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we got to cut everybody slack. Okay, listen to Prabhupada chanting japa here for a few minutes. Krishna, Krishna, how do I do this? Oh, yeah.
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare.
Okay. Back. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Yeah, so Prabhupada was teaching, he said, it was teaching sadhana bhakti, Vaidhi bhakti. Yeah. So first he gave 64 rounds, then 32, and then 16 rounds. He wasn't teaching these principles. It wasn't given for him to preach, to teach these principles. Hey there, Hare Krishna. Yeah, it wasn't given Prabhupada to teach these kind of things. See, I'm teaching the subtler stuff now for those who are ready. It's simple, just to now come here and accept the ecstatic mercy of the devotees that he was hiding in his room. And you only got the kind of the raise, a little bit of raise, Yeah. So now we teach, the gift of deliverance. Simply, it's beyond that. I mean, great. You want to chant 16 rounds? Do it. You want to chant 32? Go for it, man. But that's not why you're delivered. You're delivered because you found the real path. The path is always the devotee who is delivering the gift of this premise. So then, whatever you chant 1 round or 16 rounds, now it's the taste that's there. See, it's another level. And then you'll naturally want to chant more. I'm chanting here a lot, man. Just not all the time. I just can't do my voice. Kind of balance it out. But still, you get attraction to the chanting. That's the whole point now. Otherwise, you'll stay on the Vaidhi, where you're just doing it an amount of rounds your whole life. And this kind of taste that devotees develop here won't develop because this is the way it's done. See, so now you get the taste and now you chant whatever, it's up to you now. Would you chant, and you'll want to chant more. Why wouldn't you? Man, it's so great. It's a new taste. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram. Oh, I'm getting some people now. Govinda. Hare Krishna. How about you, Amy? Why don't you take a trip up here? Get used to it, if you can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You can put your voice on there, Govinda, too, if you want.
Rama
Krishna,
Rama,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna
Hare Rama.
Krishna,
Yeah,
Hare
and, and
Hare.
on this level here, when you have taste, you can chant just Krishna if you want, if that's up, if it's your feeling. You can chant Sri Krishna Chaitanya. It's the only people who give you problems is the Vaidis. Oh, you're not chanting the full mantra. See, like Carolina says, oh, Gauri, he doesn't always chant the full mantra. Oh, See, that's Vaidi. The Lord himself, I'm teaching, Chaitanya, he would chant Krishna, 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 Hari, 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 Hari. The devotees, Krishna, Krishna, This Vaidi thing, which gets you started, it's like, okay, you can do this. And then it's up to you. There are devotees who you read now, when you get to this position, I'll call your attention to these things. There are devotees who just chanted. There was in Chaitanya, and Brihat, what's that book? Bhakti Ratnakara. There's one devotee who met Lord Caitanya, and he got so in love with Lord Caitanya. He went to Vrindavan after the disappearance, and the devotee found him, and he was going, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri. That's all he chanted, in great ecstasy, tears pouring from his eyes. Sri Krishna, with great love, this real with the symptoms of that. That was his, Yeah. Some people just read from Chaitanya Bhagavat or Srimad, not Chaitanya, Srimad Bhagavatam. That was now when Lord Chaitanya was here. That was there with great devotion. That might be your way, The devotees' different method. This is this level here. See, and the Vaidis, that's why it's confidential. When they see this, they immediately criticize because they didn't learn that way. They learned, the Pracharya says like this, Yeah. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Krishna, 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 Krishna. Krishna, Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Sri Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, 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 Nityananda, Nityananda, Shri Krishna, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra, Gora Gauranga, 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 Gauranga,
Krishna Krishna
Gauranga, 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 Gora Chandra,
Hare Krishna
Gora Chandra, Gora Chandra,
Hare
Gauranga,
Rama
Gauranga,
Rama
Gauranga, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Rama 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 Hare Hare
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Rama
Krishna
Rama
Chaitanya,
Rama
Shri
Rama
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Hare Krishna Hare
Shri
Krishna
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 Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri
Hare Rama 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 Hare
Shri Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya,
Krishna
Shri
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Rama
Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Hare
Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. So, reading from Chaitanya Bhagavat. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Shri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
So continuing on, chapter 6 of Majjhikanda in this book here. Page 3, let's see, 301. Hearing the news of the Lord's advent, the chaste wife of Advaitacharya Prabhu, Sri Sita Devi, who is respected as the mother of the entire universe, began to weep joyfully. Although Advaita's son Achyutananda was only a young boy, he also cried incessantly. You see where I am, Shamaguri?
I'm on page 302.
301.
Yes. Oh, 301.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, you could read from Advaitacharya's son, Achyutananda.
Advaitacharya's son.
It's about the, let's see.
Is it the first page, the second page?
It's 301.
301, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It says, okay. All right. Hearing, start with this. Hearing the news.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. Hearing the news. Start there.
Yes. Hearing the news of the Lord's advent, the chaste wife of Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Sita Devi, who is respected as the mother of the entire universe, began to weep joyfully. Although Advaita Acharya's son, Achyutananda, was only a young boy. He also cried incessantly. Advaita Acharya's house was transformed into an abode of love of Krishna as mother and son, surrounded by their friends and relatives, wept together joyfully. Engrossed in thoughts of the Supreme Lord, Advaita Acharya Prabhu tried to control himself, but he was unable to remain patient. His body swayed in slow motion, and he again inquired from Ramai, "What did the Lord say to me?" Ramai replied, "To come immediately." Advaita Acharya said, "Listen, Ramai Pandit, if he is actually my worshipable son, my worshipable Supreme Lord, then let him appear before me to speak the truth. If he can exhibit his supreme opulence and place his lotus feet up on my head, then I will know that he is the Lord of my heart." Wow. Ramai Pandit replied, "O Lord, what power do I possess to speak? If I am blessed, then with these eyes I can see the Supreme Lord's pastimes. The Lord's desire is your desire, and he has incarnated because of you." Satisfied with Ramai's reply, Advaita Acharya began preparing for the journey. "Get ready immediately," he told his wife. "Collect the different paraphernalia for worship and let us proceed." Sita Devi was a chaste and dedicated woman. She had full knowledge of the truth about Lord Caitanya's pastimes and appearance. She collected incense, garlands, scented oils, cloves, sweet condensed milk, yogurt, cream, butter, camphor, and betel leaf, and nut for worship. Advaita Acharya then left with his wife and Ramai Pandit. He reminded Ramai Pandit, "Do not tell the Lord that I have come. I want to find out the response of the Lord, for I will hide in Nandana Acharya's house." Lord Vishwamvara is the super soul residing in everyone's heart. Thus, he immediately knew of Advaita Acharya's plans. Understanding that Advaita Acharya Prabhu had arrived in Navadvip, he proceeded to Srivas Pandit's house. By the arrangement of the Lord, all of the devotees meet there. Upon seeing the Lord in a contemplative mood, the devotees remained quiet and apprehensive. The Lord suddenly rose up, roaring like a lion. Just like you do sometimes.
Like father, like son, what to do? I inherit his bad habits.
So nice. I love it. Oh my God. He went to sit on the seat of Sri Vishnu, which was on the altar. He began shouting.
Kind of get what's going on here, huh? You see? Shouting. Doesn't give a
Oh,
shit about any illusion. It just
yes.
smashes it, man.
He began shouting, Nada has come. Nada has come. I know Nada wants to test whether I am the actual Supreme Lord, the super soul within everyone's heart. Nityananda Prabhu understood all of Lord Chaitanya's moods. Therefore, he picked up the umbrella and held it over the Lord's head. The Datha Pandit, who was also perceptive of the Lord's moods, offered him comfort and pen leaf. All of the devotees followed and worshipped the Lord with various ingredients. Some offered prayers to the Lord, while others rendered different services. Amidst all these activities, Ramai Pandit returned. Before Ramai could speak, the Lord said, Nada has sent you to test me. The Lord shook his head gently and said, Nada has come. Although Nada knows me well, he always tries to test me. He is here in Navadvip at Nandana Acharya's house, and he has sent you here to test me. Go quickly and bring him here immediately. Ramai happily went back to Advaita Acharya Prabhu and narrated everything in detail to him. Advaita Acharya felt extremely blissful hearing of the incidents that had taken place, and he came to Srivas Pandit's house, considering his plan to have been completed successfully. Advaita Acharya wanted the whole earth to know that Lord Caitanya was the Super Soul and the all-potent Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now the Lord himself had displayed his preeminence. Advaita, go on.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Advaita Acharya and his wife approached the Lord, offering repeated obeisances from a great distance while chanting hymns in praise of the Lord. Advaita Acharya Prabhu was now fully satisfied that he was seeing the fearless lotus feet of his beloved Lord, the most beautiful personality of the entire creation. The beauty of millions upon millions of cupids seemed pale and ordinary next to the beauty of the Lord. His golden complexion was effulgent, and his blissful face was beaming like millions of glowing full moons. The Lord looked down upon Advaita Acharya with great affection. Golden pillars were no match against the graceful and powerful arms of the Lord, and the ornaments that decorated his arms paled any gems. His breast was marked with the Srivatsa mark, and the great Kaustuba jewel hang loosely from his neck. From his ears dangled fish-shaped earrings, and round his neck swung the Vaijayanti garland. His unlimited, mighty power and brilliance outshone a million suns. Rama, the goddess of fortune, always serves his lotus feet, and Ananta Shesha holds the umbrella over his head. One is put in quandary to discern which are the Lord's nails and which are brilliant gems of decoration. He played the flute in a most exquisite pose, bending in 3 places, and a charming smile played on his lips. Advaita Acharya Prabhu saw everything glowing all around the Lord. The Lord, his devotees, and the beautiful ornaments that decorated the Lord's transcendental form shone brilliantly.
Yeah,
They also
I think we'll stop now. I'm a little bit tired now. Yeah, I can't focus. Concentrate. Yeah, it was an interesting day today here. Yeah, I think we got things clear. You know, yeah. All right, my friends, thank you very much, and we'll be back. Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Gurudev.